6-year-old Lily Sulivan raced across the gravel driveway in her pink Barbie top and rainbow print rubber boots, while her 4-year-old brother Jack splashed through puddles in his dinosaur print boots. Their laughter drifted through the air, a promise of a bright day ahead. But before we dive further, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you'll be the first to know whenever we share new developments on Lily and Jack Sullivan's disappearance. Every update brings us closer to the truth, and closer to bringing these children home. Just steps away, their step-grandmother, Janie Mackenzie, dozed on the couch of her little RV. She'd been on the phone with her brother, half listening, half relaxing into the gentle hum of the refrigerator. When her dog, Bella, began to bark fiercely, Janie stirred. That bark always meant the kids were close. Sure enough, she caught Lily's bright giggle and Jack's playful shout. Then, silence. 20 minutes later, those voices had vanished. Janie leapt outside, coffee cup in hand, to find her son, Daniel Martell, screaming their names. Malahia Brooks Murray, the children's mother, stood nearby clutching their baby sister, tears racing down her cheeks. No sign of Lily or Jack. Only an empty swing set, footprints fading into the yard's edge, and an eerie hush. The RCMP Major Crime Unit wasted no time. By midday, helicopters thudded overhead, search and rescue teams fanned through the thick woods, and bloodhounds traced scent trails in the underbrush. Over 150 volunteers joined officers in combing 5.5 square kilometers of dense forest, fallen trees from earlier storms forming natural barricades and hiding spots. Drones buzzed overhead, cutting through the treetops with infrared cameras hunting for body heat. Yet at every turn, the searchers returned with nothing more than a fragment of Lily's pink blanket and 2 small boot prints. Neither conclusive, both maddening puzzles. Within hours, the story vaulted onto national news. Journalists elbowed for interviews with the Sulivan family. Daniel, eyes red and voice wavering, announced he had voluntarily taken and passed a polygraph test, begging the public to trust the RCMP word. Malahia, protecting her younger child from the glare of the spotlight, offered a brief statement. Please help us find our babies. Janie, determined to both defend and drive the search, urged the public to ignore rising rumors and focus on real clues. And rumors there were. Almost immediately, social media lit up with wild theories. Some users questioned how 2 children could disappear from a fenced yard. Others suggested someone close to the family was hiding information. Threads spun out of control. Was the fence open or closed? Why did the pink blanket apparently move from a trash bin to a railing to a tree? Who was seen near the RV late at night? The online chatter grew harsh, laced with suspicion and blame. Despite the noise, official statements remained steady. RCMP found no evidence of foul play or abduction, but they weren't ruling anything out. Every lead mattered. Within days, detectives collected over 5,000 video files from home security cameras, dashcams, and nearby businesses, and began the arduous process of reviewing each second. Analysts in the digital forensics unit took shifts around the clock, searching for a flash of pink or tiny figures slipping into the woods. Public tips poured in, over 600 in the first 2 weeks, some credible, others not. An eyewitness report of a small child walking along a back road at dawn led to a half-day search of a nearby culvert. A grainy dashcam clip showing 2 figures near a farm gate was scrutinized frame by frame. Investigators logged each tip as a separate task, the total now exceeding 800 open action items in the case management system. Amid this, 2 threads have demanded special attention. The pink blanket. That single piece of fabric has become a haunting symbol. First described as found in the trash bin, then draped over a railing, and later caught in low branches, its journey remains puzzling. The blanket now sits in a specialist lab, under the watch of forensic technicians testing fibers, fingerprints, and DNA. Was it dropped in panic, planted to mislead, or simply misplaced in the chaos of the initial search? No conclusive answer has yet been released. The RV where Janie lived drew scrutiny almost immediately. Neighbors reported seeing her filling shallow holes in the yard the night before the disappearance. Holes too small for planting, too neat for random digging. RCMP searched the RV 3 times, suggesting they believe critical evidence might lie hidden within its cramped confines. Yet what they were looking for remains confidential. As one detective later told reporters, "We follow leads wherever they take us, no matter how uncomfortable." Then there's the stepfather himself, Daniel Martel. In interviews, he described dashing toward nearby old cabins when he realized Lilly and Jack were missing. Some viewers have pointed to odd punctuation and phrasing in his statements, moments that feel like red flags. Investigators say they've interviewed him extensively, and he volunteered for a polygraph, which he reports he passed. Still, every phrase and gesture is now under the microscope of armchair sleuths. Tension rose further when biological grandmother Belinda Gray came forward with alarming claims. She alleged that before May 2nd, Child Protection Services had been called to the home, and that Jack had bruises from earlier incidents. RCMP confirmed they had reviewed any available CPS records, but found nothing pointing directly to the disappearance. Whether those bruises were from rough play, accidents, or something more serious remains unknown. Yet the May suggestion intensified public interest and suspicion. Throughout, the RCMP has maintained a cautious stance. "We've not closed any doors on this investigation," Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon said at a July press conference. He reminded Nova Scotians that the case was now part of the province's major unsolved crimes program, complete with a $150,000 reward for information leading to a resolution. Every piece of data, no matter how small, could be the key, he urged. Despite the considerable resources, helicopters, drones, forensic teams, analysts, the case grows more complex with time. Weeks of searches in nearby ponds and creeks have turned up nothing beyond driftwood. Ground squads have returned to the same sectors several times, yet the forest yields no further clues. Community volunteers, determined not to let the story fade, still knock on doors and hand out flyers. High school students have created social media campaigns under the tag #FindLillyandJack, offering fresh reminders of two little lives in limbo. Meanwhile, the Sulivan family presses on. Daniel and Malaysia, though battered by grief and suspicion, insist on speaking out. They hold regular prayer circles by the RV, inviting neighbors to join. They've posted a GoFundMe to cover search party expenses, drones, maps, refreshments for volunteers. Janie, silver-haired and stoic, stands at the property's edge each morning, the swing set looming behind her like a monument to loss. Through it all, one truth remains unchanged. Lilly and Jack's voices have fallen silent, and the world awaits any echo of their laughter. The questions swirl. Who moved that pink blanket, and why did its story change? What did the holes behind the RV conceal? If anything, did Daniel's dash toward the cabins match any other sighting? Where was the baby sister for those 20 vanished minutes? Did anyone see an unfamiliar vehicle on Gairloch Road at dawn? If you've driven those back roads, checked your farm security camera, or recall a neighbor's odd comment, please speak up. No tip is too small. Your memory could fill the gap between confusion and clarity. We will continue to bring you every verified update. Subscribe now and ring that bell to stay in the loop. Share this video with friends and colleagues. Keep the story alive. Because until Lilly and Jack return home, we owe it to them to leave no stone unturned. The RCMP assures us that the investigation will not lose momentum. Upcoming phases include revisiting additional properties, re-examining forensic samples as new technologies emerge, and maintaining an active liaison with the Sulivan family. Next season, as foliage and undergrowth change, search teams will adapt their routes and methods accordingly. In urban areas, investigators will continue canvassing residences along potential escape routes. In rural sectors, drone pilots will experiment with new flight patterns, seeking hidden clearings. 10. Holding on to hope. Through all the challenges, rumors, dead ends, whispered doubts, the one constant has been the community's unwavering hope. That hope is a force of nature unrivaled by any investigation. It fuels the volunteers, buoyed the searchers when fatigue set in, and reminds the Sulivan family that they are not alone. Lilly and Jack Sulivan deserve answers. Their laughter echoed in a familiar Nova Scotia yard on May 2nd, and we owe it to their memory and to their family to keep listening for those voices. If you've watched this video, Consider yourself part of this vital search. Share this with 3 friends. Check your footage. Make that call. You might be the person who turns the tide. Subscribe now, ring the bell, and join us in keeping this case alive until Lily and Jack are safely home.